the compass symbol on a map, printed directly on the envelope. Something about the star unsettled Jack, but he couldn't help asking his sister, "Are you going to open it?" Jack would rather know something disturbing than to have to wait in suspense. "Of course," Jaide told her brother, trying to sound as calm and cool as she usually did. It took a lot to bother Jaide. "What's the hurry?" She didn't tell him that there was something about the car that made her hesitate too. Something about it just felt odd. She ran her thumb along the flap and tore it with a satisfying rip. The smell of salt and sand hit her nostrils, as though a strong sea breeze had just rushed over her, even though they lived nowhere near the sea. Jack wasn't hit by this strange sensation. As his sister hesitated, he pulled the envelope from her frozen fingers and tugged out the card from within. It was white, with the same four-pointed star embossed in gold on the front. The day darkened momentarily. Then the single black cloud moved on, and the sky was immediately blue again. "Maybe we should show it to Mum first," Jack said. "It does have our names on it," Jaide pointed out. She flipped open the card. Inside were a few lines written in the same old-person handwriting. "My dear Troubletwisters, the cats have been very restless, so I expect I will see you soon. With love, Grandma X." "Grandma who?" asked Jack. "That's not Mama Jane's writing," said Jaide, thinking of their mother's mother, who lived with their aunt in an apartment on the other side of town. "Let me see that." Both Jack and Jaide jumped as their mother reached past them and snatched the card from Jaide's fingers. Neither twin had heard her coming. After reading the message, Susan Shield's lips tightened and she shut her eyes for a moment. The twins watched her, puzzled by her reaction. "This isn't really for you," she said finally. "I want you to forget you ever saw it." "But it was addressed to us," Jaide said. "I know, but it shouldn't have been," their mother replied firmly. Jack couldn't help himself. "What's a troubletwister?" he asked. "We're not going to talk about it now. I want you to forget it," Susan repeated in a warning voice. The twins knew that tone. They only ever heard it when they were caught doing something particularly bad, like climbing on the roof or blowing things up in the microwave. "But we didn't do anything wrong," Jaide protested. "I know," said Susan. She knelt down and pulled them both in for a quick hug, which typically Jaide resisted and Jack leaned into. "But let's move right along, okay? Why don't you go and have a jump on the trampoline?" "We did that already," said Jack. "Who jumped the highest?" Susan asked. "I did," both twins declared. They glared at each other for a moment, then ran off through the house, since that was marginally faster than going around to the backyard. Susan watched them run. As soon as they were out of sight, she read the card a second time, then realized that there was something else in the envelope. Susan pulled it out just far enough to see it was a map, with some instructions written on the side. Angrily, she stuffed it and the card back in the envelope, which she then shoved into her back pocket. "Where are you, Hector?" she said savagely, as she closed the letterbox flap with a loud rattle and went inside. Half a mile away, the single black cloud stopped above a derelict building site, and a single stroke of lightning flashed down. The muted clap of thunder that followed could have been a car backfiring. The twins, busy on the backyard trampoline, didn't notice it. Jaide, the eldest by 4 minutes, was shorter by half an inch, but even so she could nearly always jump far higher than Jack, much to his annoyance. "Do you really think I'd take after Dad?" Jack asked while gathering his breath for another challenge.